Well, this is long overdue. Oh, gonna take this little fella, get him out on the little blue Mazda. So that will look like that very shortly. Look up there, I rolled that quite a bit more. I didn't really show that much. Maybe I should do that really quick. Nobody ever shows you inside the fender liner well. Everything's always about like, oh, I don't have any good lights. Good light, dope, I love this thing. Work light, just generic thing on Amazon, but check it out. So that's the fender liner, totally flattened out. Just got a little tiny bit of flare. You can kind of only see it from the front, kind of like right here. I think it's like too much right there, but not much anywhere else. This guy's got a bunch, but I didn't pull it out enough right there. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, because that has been having its way with my tires. So no more of that. Meanwhile, I'm kind of proud of this for my first little job, learning how to use a new tool. And what I've realized about this whole project, this whole car, is that it's all just a learning experience for me. So the better I do, the more I try, the more it's all worth it. I want to get rid of that little tuck. I want to push it out. And now I don't have anything that should fight me on it. Gonna get him, get that baby back. Oh, balls. Mom left. She doesn't love you anymore. Just kidding. Oh. She did leave, but she does still love you. So I feel better about that. It did have a really big indentation, and now it just more looks like it just kind of starts to flare out from there. And you can actually see the roll. Pretty tight. Pretty tight like a tiger. If you've never rented anything from AutoZone or anything, I had to put down 60 bucks so that I could get this tool, but I get all of that and tax back. So this plate gets used, that goes on there somehow. I'll get this thing set up and then push this stupid thing into place finally. It's just tightened down. Right on there, and I'm hearing that piston go in. Not a one-handed thing. Does it fit? Is the question. Bio, it fits perfect. All right, now I'm going to record the whole thing start to finish of using the fender roller, jacking up the car, all the stuff. And as it turns out, if you lose a wheel lock, you can't just go buy another set of those type of locking lugs unless it has the same exact pattern on there. I'm gonna show you a little picture in a bit. A couple people were pretty worried about me the other day because they didn't see me using a jack stand. Got plenty. I've learned something about rolling fenders, and it's that every time somebody goes to show you in their fender, they're like, oh, sorry, I can't give you a good shot. Got a flashlight, so you're gonna get a good shot. Ready? So there is the beginning of our fender lip. We're gonna roll the crap out of it. So right now, I'm gonna clean it up. And it's basically almost 90 degrees. It's a little bit less than that, but we're gonna wanna pinch that thing all the way up. So first thing, I wanna clean it with something. I just wanna get all the crap out of there because I'm gonna bend it like flat. So we don't wanna pinch anything in there. I could feel a bunch of crap. Let's clean it. So now for this bad boy. So the idea is pretty simple. I've got it just sitting on there, roughly in place right now. And the idea is that the angle of this and the height of that and how much of a pitch, I guess it is, how much it's pulling towards you with that lever is gonna allow us to make a few different passes to start going from an angle like that, to like that, to like that, to the point where it's basically like pinched all the way up. And to avoid cracking all of this paint right here, which is in pristine condition on this beautiful Mazda 3, as you can tell, I'm still gonna heat it up with the heat gun so that the paint becomes more pliable and the metal, more than anything, becomes more bendable. It's gonna respond much, much better, all right? So, first step is gonna be putting on the lug nuts onto this dude to make sure that it is secure and not gonna fall on my foot. Yeah, so there's some guys that are just amazing at this, and I reached out to a couple people and their response to me was kind of like, it looks like you did a good job. So I was gonna have somebody else show you how to do this, but if I'm gonna show you just as well as they are, then, I mean, maybe they'd be all weird on camera anyway. Who knows? I think that's a decent angle. One thing I've seen a lot of guys talk about is if the roller here is too close to the side, it can like slip off and the planes can fly overhead. I actually really like the sound of planes flying overhead and lawnmowers. Not so much weed eaters. I want to punch guys in the face when I'm filming and I say, oh, and one thing I forgot before I started, there's a couple parts we're gonna wanna modify. I'm gonna make a slit right there with the Dremel. I'm gonna trim some stuff right around here. I don't want that to cause a problem or eat into the tires like the other side was, so I'm gonna trim it pretty drastically right now. So one last look at this edge before we do all the trimming. You can see it just completely flat. I'm gonna start heating it up with the heat gun, and then I will adjust this to start pulling a little bit this way, which should take the flap from that to about that angle. Here we are at about halfway. We've got about that curve that it's set to right now. It's pretty much consistent all the way through there. And then we've got this section, which is the transition from it not being rolled to it rolling in. And so I'm gonna work on this in a bit. The next thing that I need to do is turn that guy in a much more aggressive way so that I can get it to really, really pinch down right here. I'm gonna do a little tiny bit more, I think, right here first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this, get it all dialed, and then I'll go for the real hardcore. This is, I guess, what they call a pull, because it's not so much just that you're rolling that thing flat, but it's actually that you're pulling it towards you. This is the same exact thing that I had to deal with on the other side, is that it's like curling at that little spot right there. So what we want to do, I had to shave it down and eliminate some of the little 90-degree bend that was at the bottom of it. I just want to get it super freaking hot. And I just want to hit it with this. Let me check the other side, see how it feels. I got a nice aggressive curve right there, wow. Just gotta get that curve. Here we go. I'm gonna have to get aggressive to get a little bit more of a little flare right here. The other side's got a pretty pronounced one. I've got a weird little pinch right here that I'm not stoked about, but I am gonna try to get her done right now. Brake job's easy, just gotta take that pin out. I've got a couple different little Torx bits back here, two 14mm bolts. Everything comes off, swaps back on simple. Funny. One of the first things I did when I got to the old shop was I got a YouTube check for like $600 and I felt amazing. And I went and spent most of it on stuff for the shop. But I have loved this. This is just a nice tool for me because I use it mainly for just blasting parts off with air. But I just set this back up yesterday. It's the first time I've done it forever. I've got my blast cabinet. Well, sirs, got ourselves a rolled fender brake job Model 3. Tell you what,